What's up, guys? We got our first game as an established 2000 or second game or something in the series against Siberian B. This is a no theory game. Let's see what happened. He starts off with knight f3. I don't have a repertoire against this, so I just go d5. Why not, right? Now he's going b3. No idea what's happening. No repertoire against this. I just go c5. Normal moves. He develops the bishop. Knight f6. Normal development. Now he's going e3. Knight c6. Normal development. And I'm happy with my position. Okay, so we're still in book. Reti opening Sicilian invitation, apparently. Okay. Now, I could just bring my bishop out or d7, or I put it to g4. Activity, fine. He hits it. Again, I can go back to d7. I can go to h5. I can take. I just take and play e6. Yeah, it develops his queen, but I feel like I'm so solid here. He strikes with c4. I just go bishop e7. No reason to take and open things up yet. I want to finish my development. Also, this knight was a little double hit. I don't mind the double pawns, but this knight also defends the center, as does the queen. So just for extra protection, we develop the bishop and get ready to castle. Just as an example, I guess, if you put your bishop here, and we do this, bishop takes, and then this pawn is hanging. So we go bishop e7, not disrupting the connection. He castles, we castle, and our position is totally fine. He takes the knight with his bishop. We have to take back, forced. And you really shouldn't be losing positions from like this, but I did lose, so let's see how. He develops his knight. Okay. I saw here that I had an opportunity to take, and go here with my queen. But because the diagonals were blocked, it looked a little precarious. Because he can defend his bishop, which defends his knight. Next move, he can try to kick my queen. Also, this pawn was hanging, and this pawn is doubled. So although I saw it as an option, unless you know all the exact moves, it didn't look very enticing to me. So I didn't go for it. Now that I look at it, knight d7 is interesting, because then I'll be able to put the bishop on the diagonal. I actually like knight d7 here, but in the game I played a5. I don't hate it. But you're not threatening a4. Because he can just take with the knight. Oh, but then you could take his pawn. So maybe. It's also not doing too much, but like I said, I don't hate it. He goes d3, defending the pawn again, and also getting rid of that idea. Again, knight d7 here makes sense. I don't really know what else to do as black. Out of curiosity, if he made a random move like this, these pawns are so ugly. I don't know. I'm not the hugest fan of that. So he goes d3. Oh, I did go knight d7. Sweet. But now he goes knight to the side, pressuring this pawn and opening up the bishop diagonal. I'm still not averse to this, because even after he takes, and we take, and he takes, we don't have to take with the knight because that hangs this pawn. We could leave the knight here, take with the g pawn, and this guy covers everything. So that seems reasonable. What else do I have here? Knight b6. So unlike if he goes back, then we can go for a4. If he trades, I guess if queen goes over, you can shut things down. It's interesting. But what about bishop, the move I played in the game, bishop f6? Well, then he just takes. But what's so bad about this? C takes. He attacks the pawn again. I'll have to defend it somehow. He tries to double. We try to double. So basically it's just a battle for this pawn. Okay, but he didn't go for that. So I took to ruin his pawn structure. Yeah, and then I went for this idea, which is really bad. Because this is like the least meaningful pawn. But what other ideas do I even have here? d4 is a thing. Of course, he's not going to take. If he pushes past, you have one turn for this, because this covers it. And if he just maintains the tension, like king g2, I'll support my center. Keeps going. f4, f5 I mean. Okay, so d4 is an idea. What else does black have? Rook a b8 maybe? But then they put pressure on this, that's right. So I guess to prepare for that, I see, he's going to take this pawn, so you either have to put a rook on c8 to redefend, or just d4 closing it down. Now that I see all that, d4 makes sense. I played this, which doesn't make sense because once this is defended, taking this doesn't do anything. Oh yeah, and it undefends this, so that was just a bad move altogether. This pawn is way better than this guy. Some free checks. And now I also didn't really know what to do. Yeah. Okay, rook to the d file. He closes that down. I went g6 to give my king some space. He takes. I take. He reroutes his knight. Why did I do that? So in a position like this, I need to activate my rooks ASAP. So rook to c8 makes a lot of sense. Rook to b8 makes sense. This knight move, I feel like it should come after the rooks are placed, not before. Oh yeah, and it also allows infiltration, so it's totally wrong. He double stacks, and now I'm just gonna be stuck for the whole game, right? I mean, I saw I could push, but then he pushes past. And what's the point? I'd rather trade it all for one of them. I guess pushing past is kind of the same. Like, I just don't have any moves. So I just go back and forth. Such a construction can never work when everything's defending like this. He hits the rook. I move the rook. But then he just goes for the pawn, right? Oh, he gives a random check first for some reason. So I'm still in the game here with knight e4. It gets my knight out of harm's way. And maybe goes for this guy. So like knight e4, rook over. Oh, this guy's hanging. And then you get activity. That would have worked. Knight e4 makes sense. Because the rook gets good access, which is what I need. What did I play? King f8. That doesn't even make sense. Oh, I see, because he was threatening this. But knight e4 also stops that. Knight anywhere stops that. So just for argument's sake, if we go to b5. Oh, then it even stops that. But yeah, knight e4 is an obvious move. So I played a bad move. Then he goes for this pawn. And now I'm all out of counterplay. And I go knight e4 next. Why did I not do it sooner? I must have been fixated on this tactic and not see this defense. But he's messing up like me. So now rook c2, which is what I did, and black is better. So what's the line? Rook takes King G1. Then I go behind the pawns so that none of them can move. And if I take the way I took, again, I thought I was being clever. Let's just say he goes in the same King G1. Well, then I have this. Okay, so if the rook takes, it forces knight g5, knight e5. Do they just want me to take and push my pawn, like G pawns? And now if I take with the knight, which is what I did in the game, it doesn't force a king move. He played a4. I played the best move, knight g4 check. He went here. I played the best move, and now black is better. I have a minute under my clock. Played the best move. G5, H5, knight D2 check. Wait, why didn't I play knight D2 check? If I can give this check, and then I take this pawn, all my problems are solved. It's only that he has two that I'm worried about. Oh no, I went this way. Why? I still had a minute. I had plenty of time. Now what do I do? I have to find f6. I played h5. He gets out of the way so he can promote. I don't want to trade because that's losing endgame for me. So I get behind this pawn. He defends this pawn. And this is where I actually... Oh no, I beat this guy. I didn't lose this guy. This is where I saw the mating construction. And I wanted to take away his only escape square with h4 and f6. So I go f6, and this is just a subtle thing, because now checkmate, but it doesn't look like checkmate, but it is. So he brings his knight back and totally blunders check and mate. Boom. Alright, I'm glad I didn't lose from that position. That looked so solid for black. 81% accuracy, still a lot of mistakes. Here, just go for the immediate knight d7 plan. Maybe just stick with the knight b6 idea. d4 makes sense. This I don't like. I would rather got a rook to c8 here. Okay, 95 here. Okay, and the rest is still not so simple, but I got off this mate. So, happy I saw that mating construction. We won another game in the 2000 range. We keep climbing.